You're walking through the bustling streets of Singapore, a city where the tropical sun relentlessly beats down, making the asphalt sizzle underfoot. But surprisingly, you find yourself comfortable, the air around you cool and refreshing, as though you've stepped into a natural oasis. This isn't magic. It's the result of Singapore's pioneering approach to urban living, where the principles of smart cities are seamlessly integrated into every facet of daily life. In an era where cities worldwide are grappling with the twin challenges of rapid urbanization and climate change, Singapore stands out as a beacon of innovation. By leveraging advanced technologies and data-driven solutions, Singapore is not just surviving in a warming world. It's thriving, setting new standards for what it means to live in a truly smart city. Curious about how this city-state manages to keep its cool while leading the way in sustainable urban development? Let's dive into the sophisticated strategies and groundbreaking technologies that make Singapore a global leader in smart city innovation. Welcome to the AI Lib. The urban heat island, UHI effect, is a significant challenge for cities worldwide, where the dense concentration of buildings, roads, and other infrastructure leads to higher temperatures compared to surrounding rural areas. This effect occurs because materials commonly used in urban environments, such as concrete, asphalt, and metal, absorb and retain heat more effectively than natural landscapes like forests and bodies of water. As cities grow and climate change accelerates, the UHI effect is becoming an increasingly urgent issue, exacerbating the already high temperatures in urban areas and posing serious risks to public health, infrastructure, and the environment. Singapore, with its equatorial location, is particularly vulnerable to the UHI effect. Temperatures in this city-state often exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit 32 degrees Celsius, and the densely packed urban landscape only intensifies the heat. In some areas, the temperature difference between the urban core and the surrounding countryside can be as much as 7 degrees Celsius 12.6 degrees Fahrenheit. This isn't just a matter of discomfort, it's a public health crisis in the making. Heat waves, which are becoming more frequent and severe due to climate change, are the deadliest of all weather-related phenomena, claiming more lives annually than hurricanes, floods, or tornadoes. Recognizing the severity of this challenge, Singapore has turned to its smart city principles to develop a comprehensive strategy to combat the UHI effect. Central to this effort is the Cooling Singapore project, an initiative launched in 2017 that seeks to cool the city through a combination of green infrastructure, advanced cooling technologies, and data-driven urban planning. This project is not just about making life more comfortable. It's about ensuring the city's long-term sustainability and resilience in the face of a warming climate. At the heart of Singapore's strategy is the use of data to inform and optimize cooling efforts. In a smart city, data is king, and Singapore is no exception. The city-state collects vast amounts of data on temperature, humidity, energy consumption, and other variables, which are then analyzed to develop targeted cooling strategies. This data-driven approach allows Singapore to deploy cooling measures where they are most needed and most effective, maximizing their impact while minimizing costs. One of the key tools in this effort is the Digital Urban Climate Twin, DUCT, a sophisticated digital model of the city that simulates how different cooling strategies will affect the urban environment. The DUCT integrates data on everything from building geometry and materials to transportation networks and human activity, allowing planners to test various scenarios and fine-tune their strategies before implementing them in the real world. This not only ensures that cooling measures are effective, but also that they are sustainable and economically viable. Singapore's approach to the UHI effect is a prime example of how smart cities can use technology to address complex urban challenges. By integrating cooling strategies into every aspect of urban planning, from building design to green space management, Singapore is not just mitigating the UHI effect, but also creating a more livable, resilient city. This holistic approach, which combines traditional methods with cutting-edge technology, offers a model for other cities around the world as they grapple with the impacts of climate change. Moreover, Singapore's efforts to combat the UHI effect are closely aligned with its broader goals of sustainability and environmental stewardship. The city-state has set ambitious targets for reducing its carbon footprint and becoming a global leader in green urban development. Cooling Singapore is an integral part of this vision, helping to reduce the city's energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions by minimizing the need for air conditioning and other energy-intensive cooling methods. Singapore's Cooling Singapore initiative is much more than a collection of cooling measures. It is a comprehensive strategy that exemplifies what a smart city can achieve when technology, data, and innovative urban planning converge. Launched in 2017, Cooling Singapore is part of a broader effort by the city-state to adapt to the realities of a warming world and ensure its long-term sustainability and livability. This initiative not only addresses the immediate challenge of rising urban temperatures, but also lays the groundwork for a future where cities are more resilient, energy efficient, and environmentally sustainable. At the core of Cooling Singapore is the recognition that combating the urban heat island (UHI) effect requires a multifaceted approach. The initiative encompasses a wide range of strategies, from enhancing urban greenery to deploying advanced cooling technologies, all underpinned by a robust data-driven planning framework. This holistic approach is what sets Cooling Singapore apart from more traditional urban cooling efforts, which often rely on isolated measures that fail to address the underlying causes of urban heat. One of the most visible aspects of Cooling Singapore is its commitment to urban greenery. Singapore has long been a leader in integrating nature into its urban environment, a vision that dates back to the 1960s when the city's founding Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, launched the Garden City initiative. This vision has since evolved into a sophisticated urban greening strategy that is integral to Singapore's efforts to combat the UHI effect. In a smart city like Singapore, greenery is not just about aesthetics, it is a critical component of the city's cooling strategy. Urban greenery plays a vital role in mitigating the UHI effect by providing shade, reducing the amount of heat absorbed by buildings and streets, and cooling the air through the process of evapotranspiration. In Singapore, this approach is taken to the next level with the widespread use of green roofs, vertical gardens, and urban parks. These green spaces are strategically located throughout the city to maximize their cooling effects, particularly in areas with high concentrations of buildings and infrastructure. But what makes Singapore's approach to urban greenery truly innovative is its integration with advanced technology. The city-state uses tools like the Digital Urban Climate Twin, DUCT, to simulate the effects of different types of greenery on the city's microclimates. This allows urban planners to optimize the placement and design of green spaces to ensure they have the greatest possible impact on reducing urban heat. By leveraging data and technology in this way, Singapore is able to create a cooling strategy that is not only effective but also highly efficient. Cooling Singapore also goes beyond traditional methods by incorporating a range of advanced cooling technologies. One of the most impressive examples of this is the district cooling system used in the Marina Bay area. District cooling is a system that chills water at a central plant and then distributes it to nearby buildings through a network of underground pipes. This system is highly efficient, reducing energy consumption by up to 40% compared to traditional air conditioning. It also helps to reduce the UHI effect by minimizing the amount of heat released into the environment. Another key component of Cooling Singapore is the use of reflective materials on buildings and infrastructure. These materials are designed to reflect rather than absorb sunlight, reducing the amount of heat that builds up in urban areas. This is particularly important in a city like Singapore, where the combination of high temperatures and intense sunlight can quickly turn streets and buildings into heat traps. By incorporating reflective materials into its urban design, Singapore is able to keep temperatures down and create a more comfortable environment for its residents. The success of Cooling Singapore is also closely linked to the city's broader Smart Nation initiative, which aims to transform Singapore into a fully connected, data-driven city-state. As part of this initiative, Singapore has deployed a wide range of sensors and other monitoring devices throughout the city to collect data on temperature, humidity, air quality, and other variables. This data is then fed into the DUCT and other planning tools to inform decision-making and ensure that cooling measures are deployed where they are most needed. The integration of cooling strategies into Singapore's broader smart city framework is a key factor in the success of Cooling Singapore. By embedding cooling measures into every aspect of urban planning, from building design to transportation networks, Singapore is able to create a city that is not only cooler but also more resilient to the impacts of climate change. This holistic approach offers a blueprint for other cities around the world as they seek to adapt to a warming world. Moreover, Cooling Singapore is not just about addressing the immediate challenge of rising urban temperatures, It is also about creating a more sustainable and livable city for the future. The initiative is closely aligned with Singapore's broader sustainability goals, including its commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and becoming a global leader in green urban development. By reducing the need for energy-intensive cooling methods, Cooling Singapore is helping to lower the city's carbon footprint and pave the way for a more sustainable future. Urban greenery has long been recognized as a key component of sustainable city planning, providing a wide range of environmental, social, and economic benefits. However, in the context of a smart city like Singapore, greenery takes on an even more critical role. As part of the city's broader strategy to combat the urban heat island, UHI, effect and enhance urban livability, Singapore has developed a sophisticated approach to integrating nature into its urban environment. This approach is not just about planting trees and creating parks. It is about leveraging the latest technology and data to optimize the placement and design of green spaces for maximum impact. In Singapore, urban greenery is not merely a decorative element. It is a vital part of the city's cooling strategy. Green spaces such as parks, green roofs, and vertical gardens play a crucial role in reducing urban temperatures by providing shade, lowering the amount of heat absorbed by buildings and infrastructure, and cooling the air through evapotranspiration. These benefits are particularly important in a dense, tropical city like Singapore, where the UHI effect can significantly exacerbate already high temperatures. One of the most striking examples of Singapore's innovative approach to urban greenery is the widespread use of vertical gardens and green walls. These structures, which cover the facades of buildings with lush vegetation, not only enhance the aesthetic appeal of the urban environment, but also provide significant cooling benefits. By shading buildings from direct sunlight and increasing the amount of vegetation in the city, vertical gardens help to reduce the overall temperature of urban areas and improve air quality. Green roofs are another key component of Singapore's smart greenery strategy. These roofs, which are covered with soil and plants, provide insulation for buildings, reducing the need for air conditioning and lowering energy consumption. They also absorb rainwater, reducing the risk of flooding, and create habitats for urban wildlife. In Singapore, green roofs are not just limited to commercial buildings. They are also being integrated into residential developments and public infrastructure, further expanding their cooling and environmental benefits. What sets Singapore's approach to urban greenery apart from more traditional methods is its integration with advanced technology. The city-state uses tools like the Digital Urban Climate Twin, DUCT, to simulate the effects of different types of greenery on the city's microclimates. This digital model, which incorporates data on everything from building geometry to weather patterns, allows urban planners to optimize the placement and design of green spaces to ensure they have the greatest possible impact on reducing urban heat. For example, the DUCT can be used to test how adding more trees to a particular neighborhood might lower temperatures, or how the orientation of a green wall might affect the amount of sunlight it receives. By experimenting with different scenarios in a virtual environment, planners can fine-tune their strategies and make more informed decisions about how to design and implement green spaces in the real world. This data-driven approach ensures that urban greenery is not just a passive element of the cityscape, but an active tool in the fight against the UHI effect. Moreover, Singapore's smart greenery strategy is closely aligned with its broader sustainability goals. By reducing the need for energy-intensive cooling methods, such as air conditioning, urban greenery helps to lower the city's overall energy consumption and carbon emissions. This is particularly important in a city like Singapore, where energy demand is high and the majority of electricity is still generated from fossil fuels. By integrating green spaces into the urban environment, Singapore is not only creating a cooler city, but also contributing to global efforts to combat climate change. The benefits of smart greenery extend beyond environmental sustainability. Green spaces also play a crucial role in enhancing the well-being of urban residents. Studies have shown that access to nature can reduce stress, improve mental health, and increase physical activity levels. In Singapore, urban greenery is integrated into the city's fabric in ways that promote social interaction and community engagement, from public parks and gardens to rooftop terraces and communal green spaces in residential developments. For example, the Kampung Admiralty development, which combines housing for the elderly with healthcare facilities, retail outlets, and community spaces, features a series of lush, terraced gardens that provide a tranquil environment for residents and visitors alike. These gardens not only help to cool the building but also offer a space for relaxation and social interaction, contributing to the overall quality of life in the city. Another notable example is the Park Royal on Pickering, a hotel that is often described as a hotel in a garden. The building's design incorporates extensive greenery, including sky gardens, green walls, and cascading terraces filled with tropical plants. This greenery not only enhances the aesthetic appeal of the hotel, but also helps to cool the surrounding area, reducing the UHI effect and creating a more pleasant environment for guests and passers-by. While urban greenery plays a crucial role in Singapore's efforts to combat the urban heat island UHI effect, it is only one part of a broader strategy that also includes the deployment of advanced cooling systems. In a smart city like Singapore, technology is harnessed to complement and enhance the natural cooling provided by green spaces, resulting in a comprehensive approach to urban cooling that is both effective and sustainable. One of the most innovative aspects of Singapore's cooling strategy is the use of district cooling systems, which provide a more energy-efficient alternative to traditional air conditioning. District cooling involves the centralized production of chilled water, which is then distributed through a network of underground pipes to buildings within a specific area. This system is particularly well-suited to dense urban environments like Singapore, where the high concentration of buildings makes traditional cooling methods less efficient and more costly. In the Marina Bay area, one of Singapore's most iconic and densely developed districts, a district cooling system operates beneath the surface, chilling water at a central plant and distributing it to nearby buildings, including the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, commercial towers, and residential complexes. This system reduces energy consumption by up to 40% compared to conventional air conditioning, helping to lower the city's overall energy demand and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The district cooling system in Marina Bay is just one example of how Singapore is using advanced technology to stay cool. The Cooling Singapore project also incorporates the use of reflective materials in building design, which help to reduce the amount of heat absorbed by surfaces such as roofs and pavements. These materials, which can include reflective coatings, paints, and tiles, are designed to reflect sunlight and infrared radiation, thereby reducing the overall temperature of urban areas. Reflective materials are particularly effective in Singapore's hot, sunny climate, where the intense sunlight can quickly turn streets and buildings into heat traps. By incorporating these materials into the urban environment, Singapore is able to keep temperatures down and create a more comfortable living and working environment for its residents. This is a key aspect of the city's smart cooling strategy, which seeks to minimize the impact of the UHI effect while also reducing energy consumption and enhancing sustainability. Another advanced cooling technology being explored in Singapore is the use of water-based cooling systems, which leverage the natural process of evaporation to lower temperatures. Water has a high heat capacity, meaning it can absorb a significant amount of heat before its temperature rises. By using water features such as fountains, pools, and misting systems, Singapore is able to create microclimates that are cooler than the surrounding areas. These water-based cooling systems are particularly effective in outdoor spaces, where traditional air conditioning is not feasible. One notable example of this approach is the Gardens by the Bay, a large urban park in the Marina Bay area that features a variety of water-based cooling systems, including the Supertree Grove, a series of towering structures that are covered in plants and equipped with misting systems that cool the surrounding air. The Supertrees also collect rainwater, which is used to irrigate the plants and reduce the need for artificial watering. This combination of natural and technological cooling methods creates a more pleasant environment for visitors and helps to reduce the overall temperature of the park. In addition to these cooling technologies, Singapore is also exploring the use of smart building systems that optimize energy use and enhance indoor climate control. These systems, which are part of the city's broader Smart Nation initiative, use sensors and automation to monitor and adjust temperature, humidity, and air quality in real time. By ensuring that buildings are cooled only when and where it is needed, smart building systems help to reduce energy waste and improve the overall efficiency of cooling systems. For example, many of Singapore's new commercial buildings are equipped with automated shading systems that adjust the position of blinds and curtains based on the angle of the sun, reducing the amount of heat that enters the building and lowering the demand for air conditioning. Similarly, smart thermostats can learn the habits and preferences of building occupants, automatically adjusting the temperature to maintain comfort while minimizing energy use. The integration of these advanced cooling technologies into Singapore's urban environment is supported by a robust data infrastructure that collects and analyzes information on temperature, humidity, energy use, and other variables. This data is used to inform decision-making and ensure that cooling measures are deployed where they are most needed and most effective. The use of data-driven planning is a key feature of Singapore's smart city approach, allowing the city to respond quickly and effectively to changing conditions and optimize its cooling strategies in real time. Moreover, the success of Singapore's advanced cooling systems is closely linked to the city's commitment to sustainability. By reducing the need for energy-intensive cooling methods and lowering overall energy consumption, these systems help to reduce Singapore's carbon footprint and contribute to global efforts to combat climate change. This is particularly important in a city like Singapore, where energy demand is high and the majority of electricity is still generated from fossil fuels. In the realm of urban planning, few tools are as powerful or as innovative as Singapore's digital urban climate twin, DUCT. This cutting-edge digital model represents the future of urban planning, allowing cities to simulate and optimize their cooling strategies in a virtual environment before implementing them in the real world. The DUCT is a key component of Singapore's broader Smart Nation initiative and plays a crucial role in the city-state's efforts to combat the urban heat island (UHI) effect and create a more sustainable urban environment. The digital urban climate twin is more than just a 3D model of Singapore. It is a comprehensive simulation tool that integrates vast amounts of data on every aspect of the urban environment, from building geometry and materials to transportation networks, green spaces, and weather patterns. By incorporating this data, the DUCT can accurately predict how different design choices will impact the city's microclimates, allowing urban planners to test and refine their cooling strategies before they are implemented. One of the key advantages of the DUCT is its ability to simulate the long-term effects of various urban interventions. For example, planners can use the DUCT to test how the addition of more trees in a particular neighborhood might lower temperatures over time, or how changing the materials used in building facades could affect the overall heat balance of the city. This ability to experiment with different scenarios in a virtual environment allows planners to identify the most effective strategies for cooling the city and make more informed decisions about how to implement them. The DUCT is also a valuable tool for coordinating different cooling strategies and ensuring that they work together harmoniously. For example, the model can be used to simulate how a combination of green roofs, vertical gardens, and reflective materials might interact to reduce temperatures in a specific area. By testing these strategies together, planners can identify potential synergies and avoid conflicts, ensuring that the cooling measures deployed in the city are as effective as possible. In addition to its role in urban planning, the DUCT also serves as a decision support tool for policymakers, providing them with the information they need to make informed choices about urban development and climate adaptation. The model can be used to assess the potential costs and benefits of different cooling strategies, helping policymakers to prioritize investments and allocate resources more effectively. This is particularly important in a city like Singapore, where land and resources are limited, and the need for efficient, data-driven decision-making is paramount. The development of the DUCT is closely aligned with Singapore's broader commitment to using technology and data to improve the quality of life for its citizens. The model is part of a larger suite of digital tools and platforms that Singapore is developing as part of its Smart Nation initiative. These tools are designed to collect, analyze, and share data on every aspect of urban life, from transportation and energy use to public health and safety. By integrating the DUCT into this broader data infrastructure, Singapore is able to ensure that its cooling strategies are informed by the most up-to-date and accurate information available. One of the most exciting aspects of the DUCT is its potential for scalability and replicability. While the model was initially developed for use in Singapore, its underlying principles and technologies can be adapted for use in other cities around the world. As more cities grapple with the challenges of rapid urbanization and climate change, the DUCT offers a valuable blueprint for how to use digital technology to create cooler, more sustainable urban environments. By sharing its experiences and lessons learned with other cities, Singapore is helping to drive the global transition to smarter, more resilient urban planning. The DUCT is also a powerful tool for public engagement and education. By visualizing the effects of different cooling strategies in a clear and accessible way, the model helps to raise awareness of the challenges and opportunities associated with urban cooling. This is particularly important in a city like Singapore, where public support and participation are critical to the success of the city's smart city initiatives. By involving citizens in the planning process and providing them with the tools they need to understand and contribute to urban cooling efforts, Singapore is fostering a sense of ownership and responsibility that will be essential to the city's long-term success. As we delve deeper into the intricate web of Singapore's smart city initiatives, it becomes clear that the city-state's approach to cooling goes far beyond individual technologies or isolated projects. Instead, Singapore has woven its cooling strategies into the very fabric of daily life, creating a holistic, city-wide system that seamlessly integrates advanced technologies, urban design, and community involvement. One of the most striking aspects of Singapore's approach is how it marries traditional urban planning principles with cutting-edge smart technologies. This integration is evident in every aspect of the city's development, from the design of its buildings to the layout of its streets, parks, and public spaces. The result is a city that not only mitigates the urban heat island effect, but also enhances the overall quality of life for its residents. Smart buildings are a cornerstone of this holistic approach. In Singapore, many new buildings are designed with energy efficiency and climate adaptation in mind, featuring green roofs, reflective materials, and advanced HVAC systems that minimize energy use while maintaining comfortable indoor environments. These buildings often incorporate automation and IoT, Internet of Things, technologies, which allow them to adjust their cooling systems in response to real-time data on temperature, humidity, and occupancy levels. This ensures that energy is used efficiently, reducing both costs and carbon emissions. Moreover, Singapore's approach extends beyond the physical infrastructure to include public policies and community programs that encourage sustainable behavior. The city's government has implemented a range of initiatives aimed at promoting energy efficiency, such as incentives for businesses and homeowners to adopt green building practices, as well as public awareness campaigns that educate residents about the importance of energy conservation. These efforts are complemented by Singapore's extensive public transportation system, which reduces the need for private vehicle use, a significant contributor to urban heat and air pollution. The Gardens by the Bay is another excellent example of how Singapore has integrated smart cooling into everyday life. This vast park, located in the heart of the city, serves as both a recreational space and a living laboratory for sustainable urban design. The park's super trees, towering vertical gardens that are covered in a variety of plant species, provide shade and cool the air, while also serving as a symbol of Singapore's commitment to green urbanism. The super trees are equipped with photovoltaic cells that capture solar energy, which is used to power the park's cooling systems, including its iconic conservatories, the Flower Dome, and the Cloud Forest. In addition to these large-scale projects, Singapore is also focused on empowering its citizens to participate in the city's cooling efforts. Through initiatives like the Smart Nation Sensor Platform, residents can access real-time data on air quality, temperature, and other environmental factors, enabling them to make informed decisions about how they interact with their urban environment. For example, by using apps that provide information on the coolest routes through the city or the most energy-efficient ways to cool their homes, citizens can contribute to reducing the urban heat island effect on a personal level. In summary, Singapore's approach to smart cooling is a testament to the power of holistic urban planning. By integrating advanced technologies, sustainable design principles, and community engagement into every aspect of the city's development, Singapore has created a cooler, more livable environment for its residents. This holistic approach not only mitigates the effects of the urban heat island, but also enhances the overall quality of life, making Singapore a model for cities around the world. As other urban centers seek to adapt to the challenges of climate change and rapid urbanization, Singapore's experience offers valuable lessons on how to create a more sustainable, resilient, and equitable future. So, what do you think? Could Singapore's integrated approach to smart cooling be the blueprint for the cities of tomorrow? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Check out the videos appearing on your screen right now for more insights and stories from the world of technology. This is the AI Lib. Stay tuned.